All right, what's up, guys? Let me kill that here real quick. All right, here we are. Another week, another live stream. Let's get it on. So Corey, I kind of figured that you would be the man of endless knowledge on this topic for the fourth gen Camaro. So
20 years
thanks for
ago.
coming on tonight, bud.
Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah. So fourth gen Camaro, you guys are. Let me see here. We got a few people in here already, so. I'm trying a new thing tonight where I'm trying to stream on Rumble as well. So I'm gonna have to flip back and forth here every once in a while, guys. So if you catch me doing some other stuff here, that's all I'm doing. So how's Canada treating you, buddy? How's the weather up there?
Cold.
Yeah, yeah. It's been kind of freakish down here. It's warm. It was warm. Like the winter started warm, and then we just got pummeled. We got our heads kicked in with snow, probably like 20 inches, which is probably nothing to you guys, but yeah, it's. I mean,
20
we're back to.
still
I think
quite
it's
a
like
bit.
50 degrees. What's that?
I said 20 inches is still quite a bit.
Yeah,
Uh,
it is.
right now, I don't know. Cape Breton, I can't remember how far away from here it is. Probably 6 hours, maybe seven. I'm not sure. Anyway, they're
Yeah.
getting hit. They figure they're going to get about 5 feet of
Over
snow
what kind of span?
just in a matter of a day or two. They said the roads are all blocked there now. They can't get through. They're telling people not to go out on the roads.
Oh my god. Yeah, they can have it. Oh
Yeah.
my god. That's north of you or what?
Uh, no, it'd be east.
Ooh.
But they're next to the ocean there.
Yeah. So you
I
get that
don't
lake
know the
effect. So.
geography very well.
Oh my god.
No, they
I've never
said
heard.
five.
I've never even freaking heard of that much, man.
Yeah.
So, 93 to 97 Camaro. A lot of you. I've been doing some polls here lately. Some people are treating this kind of like shit, man. I mean, they're kind of dogging this Camaro. I think it's my favorite. Oh, as a matter of fact, hey, listen. These are the keys. I did some digging, and I found these are the keys to my original Camaro. And this was before we had any kind of social media or whatever. I think that was my very first Camaro right there. It's Purple Pearl. It's a '94 Camaro, and the reason I had the rear end taken a picture of was because the front end was knocked off and it was all black primer parts. But I didn't give a shit, man. I was in high school and I was,
Yeah.
doing you're 17, 18 and doing high school shit. So yeah, that was that was how I cut my teeth on Camaro. So that was my introduction. Mr. Burley, he's already in here. It's all right, brother. Hey, listen, everybody's got an opinion, man. I like it. So yeah, that was my introduction to Camaro, and I tell you what, that was a 6-speed. That car had everything. I loved it so much. It was a 6-speed. Getting people driving by revving. I love it. I love it. I commend people for doing it, man. I don't care if you want to stand out there and rev your weed eater. I think it's awesome. It makes me smile. But it was a '94 Camaro. It had T-tops. It was a 6-speed. It was a cloth interior. Had I don't think it had bows. That was a big deal back then. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was.
Bose quite a bit, don't they?
What's that?
GM still uses Bose systems quite often, don't they?
Yes, sir. They did. Yeah, it was Mustang that always had like the Mach and the Harman Kardon, and they bounced around quite a bit with different.
Yeah.
Mr. Noob, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Thanks for coming in, man. Yeah. How's fourth gen come? That's actually a good question. I never really thought about. So 93 would have been the tail end of Fox Mustang. Foxes were really, really popular.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were, because they had a factory 4-link setup. I had quite a bit, but I tell you what, the build quality, just the QC on them were just total shit. I mean, I'd have like the roof skin peeling off of a pillar. And I mean, the paint was fucking garbage. I mean, it was just. I guess that was pretty much the norm back then. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. I like the Camaros a lot better. I think that they were more comfy. They were longer. They were better highway cars. I think they handled better. Nothing was stiff back then. Everything. I don't think they had a lot of introduction of like advanced alloys or metals. And I don't think that they had really taken the time to up the spot weld count at that time. So, or in that era, I should say. But I much rather, Camaro, for sure.
Oh yeah.
How many of those fourth gens have you had, Corey?
Just the two. The black one that's on the channel.
Yeah.
I own that one, and then I got this one here.
Why did you ever sell the F1? That was a rare car. Rare.
I just got out of cars. I never watched videos on cars, nothing for probably 10 years.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we didn't have YouTube or anything cool back then.
As far as F1 goes, that's really not that big of a deal. It was just a package that you could buy from the cars never actually come with it. Or maybe they did.
What?
I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's all dealer installed.
What?
The F1 package.
I didn't even know it existed. Because like I said, I was 17, 18. So I knew pretty much the basics. I was just learning about cars at that time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, I'd change my oil, change tires, blah, the basic stuff. But yeah, I was just getting everything figured out. But man, I'm telling you what, it was a shock. It was an eye opener. Because I mean, you know how it had those halogen, I can't remember, was it H4256 bulbs or something? You remember the square halogen bulbs that they had on the 93, 97?
Yeah.
And I remember I was standing in O'Reilly's, and you'd have like a regular light bulb, like a twist in bulb that would go in a Grand Prix, and then you'd have that halogen bulb. One was like $4, and then mine was like $25 or $30. Yeah. That was the freaking moment I knew that I was in for a ride as far as markup and paying out the ass to have something cool. So, and I was right.
The black 94 that I bought it in November. I had it one day, and I had put it in storage the day after I bought it.
That sucks.
And I had the heads off it, and we was porting them.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right, I got you. Yeah, nice.
I pulled the. So you were supposed to get a camshaft, but at the time, it was hard to get. There were people tuning them, but it was hard to get. You had to send the whole computer, and you didn't know what you was going to end up with. So that's why the cam never went in.
Yeah.
Originally, you were supposed to have a camshaft put in it, and I never did get back to do it, and I never got a torque converter in it or anything. But it run when I had it run 13.0, and it would do.
That's respectable for back in the day.
Yeah, it was good back then. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to take it to Miramichi Dragway, and I had the VATS thing with the key. You know how they always have trouble?
Yeah.
Well, you tried to start it, you couldn't start it. It might take you 10 tries to get it going, so we didn't take it. We took Jonathan's Monte Carlo SS.
Does this and I'll just right here.
Yeah.
This little chip, does this hold any kind of information? I never found that out. Or is it just a continuity thing?
It's got a resistance to it, yeah.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I wish.
That's the reason I never got it down the track. But anyway, we took Jonathan's Monte Carlo SS down. Yeah. And he ended up running, I think, I said it was a 12.6, but he said it ran 12.7. But anyway, he was all excited. So the night we got back, it was about 5 o'clock in the morning. We lined him up because he thought something. Well, we had race fuel in it for one thing. He thought maybe that's why it runs so fast.
Oh,
so we got him. I beat him again. I've still beaten him. But No, we used to battle back and forth. We were competitors in the beginning.
That's what I was about to say. What I was about to say. You talk to Jonathan for 5 minutes, and you get that competitive ping pong and back and forth bullshit. Yeah.
He had nitrous on the Monty there one night, and
how would you guys phase that spray? How would you guys monitor and control that spray?
With John, he just dumps whatever he could into it. But anyway, he didn't have enough to beat me with the nitrous. This was earlier on, because when we took it down to Miramichi, it had a different engine. But anyway, this was when we first started racing one another.
Sure.
And so he turned her up and melted her down there one night, trying to beat me.
Yeah. He's throwing the kitchen sink at it, trying to get your ass.
But
no, what was on the F1 for tires? Is that 275, 245?
No, they were just 245s.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
245, 50, 16.
Yep. 50, 16.
Yeah, they never. I don't think they got the 17-inch wheels until the 96 SS come out.
Okay.
96 was the first year for the SS Camaro.
Yes. That was actually not. I just learned that was not the original LT1. Did you know that?
What's that now?
I just recently learned that was not the original LT1. Did you know that?
No, 1970 was the first one. Yeah.
What the fuck? How? Yeah, that was exactly. I pulled it up here. I was gonna show everybody, but yeah, I didn't know that. 70 and 72, I guess, was the first generation LT1.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I thought it was an amazing car. Like I said, the chassis was. What?
I say for the time they were.
Yeah.
In 1993, they was one of the fastest cars out there.
Yeah.
American. I'm not counting like anything exotic or nothing, but the Mustang was no match for a 93 Camaro.
Right. Yeah, it's that car. There's a lot of the design language that transfers over to that today, like super long doors. I don't know. To me, my Z01, when I get in my Z01, it's like the super long doors. I think the Generation 4 had more cabin room. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's either not a lot more though. Like,
you don't think?
They just, I don't know. I like it a lot better. I like the inside of the 4th gen a lot better than the 6th gen.
Oh my God.
I'm not talking looks. I'm talking like it's just
comfort.
Claustrophobic in
yes. Absolutely.
That was the downfall, in my opinion, of the 6th gen.
Yeah. That's what I did. I did a video a long time ago, and I said, you can go on the car lot and you don't even have to drive it, and you could tell whether this car will work for you or not. If it doesn't make you claustrophobic, if you can get in the trunk, if you can, the windows, because they're like super short and everything. Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't you like to know? Said he had a 93 black one. That was super popular. A lot of them. Medium quasar blue. I vaguely remember that in the 96 teal. Yeah, she had a lot of Z's, man. Yeah. Did you ever have? I had a V6, and that was a lot punchier than what you would think it would be. That little 3.4, I think it was.
Yeah,
I can't remember, but yeah, exactly. More shoulder room in the 4th gen. It's either that or either I'm just so used to the Recaros, you know what I mean? Because the Recaros just hug you in. I don't think Jonathan has those.
No,
I don't think I've sat in a standard SS seat either. But yeah, the Recaros just like, man, they'll freaking get you going. Tracy, what's up, man? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I don't know. It's been so long. I've been thinking about getting back into one because I don't know. Everybody says that the ZL1 is like the ultimate Camaro, and I believe them it is. If you want to compare data, but I think that the Camaro that you have might be the cream of the crop, especially if you could get like a stick. It for my flavor, a stick hardtop. That would be it.
In them cars like mine, a stick was faster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas
was it?
When you get up to the 6th gen, then the automatic's faster than the stick.
Yeah. 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 Mr. Burley says, for some weird reason, I like the white with the orange stripes. That was the anniversary edition, the 97.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. The Panther. Oh my God. No, we're going to take a pass on that because that's a good way to blow up some hype and lose some money. I'm going to tell you that right now. That collector's edition. No, sir. No, it's Mr. Noob. I remember stacking 3 girls in my. Yes. There was a lot of people that screamed in that car, boys and girls. If you're going to clip it, use the context right. Yes. No. But yeah, I had I've had quite a few of them. I had a 3rd gen, which I really don't count because it was like, man, I was broke. It was a Frankenstein deal, but yeah, it really didn't run the best. So I didn't have the money to like throw any mods or any modifications to make it faster or anything to really push it. But so I'm really not counting that one. But exactly, I love it when people just get it. I love it when they just get it.
I had a 3rd gen too. That was my first Camaro.
Oh yeah, was it?
82, yeah, it was an 82 Z28.
So can I ask you this? Did they have the double needle where it was like kilometers and mile per hour? Okay, yeah. I wondered if they
had the double needle. One was, how did that work?
One was 1 mile per hour, and the other was kind of yeah.
It had the double needle,
yeah. It was a pretty creative, inventive car, and I mean, you sat down in it, and it felt like it was wrapped around you. You know what I mean? It was a pretty cool car, but mine was such a piece of shit. I really can't chalk it up as a good experience. So, not holding it against the car line or anything, but
mine just had a 305.
Yep.
We had the heads off that one too and ported them on.
Damn, dude. Yeah. Different. So were you disappointed when like OBD2 came in effect and you couldn't be taking them off and porting them yourself anymore?
No, you can still do it.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't know how it runs. The heads on this Camaro I got now, I'm not going to say I ported them, but I'm not going to say I didn't either.
That was my next question. I was saving
the problem with the LS1 cylinder heads is the factory did such a good job.
Yeah.
That I just did a little tiny bit of work on them. I didn't do much on them. Whereas the old small block heads, you could visually see what you needed to make them flow better. Whereas the LS1 heads, you almost got to have a flow bench to know what you're doing because they're just not as sloppy inside as the old small block heads.
Yeah, that was a big deal. Did you like the front end on the 93 to 97?
Oh, that's my favorite one. Yeah,
that's my favorite one too. And I just don't. I was kind of wondering if it was just like a sentimental thing to me. But you know what I'm saying?
In my opinion, they all need the SS hood. The factory flat hood that comes on any of them just doesn't look good to me. You got to have that hood scoop to make them look right.
With the two. Are you talking about third or fourth?
I'm talking about the SS hood.
Okay, yeah. With that big like Cobra hood thing, like
that's what makes them look good to me, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yes. 18K for a 3rd gen IROC. I think that's a lot, dude. I think that's a lot. But like I said, I just never had any. What's that?
I said that's what they go for now. If they're in real good shape,
yeah,
pay big money for them.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I think it's too much, but I don't have any like emotional, sentimental ties or experience or seat time in the car or the platform, I should say, because
if I had a ZL1, I wouldn't care about no 3rd gen.
See, to me. And to me, I'm the opposite. I mean, I don't know. I've been thinking about getting rid of. I don't know. Just the more I hate getting in my car and hitting all these fucking buttons every time. You don't know how much I hate that. It's annoying. It's terrible. And especially if you like daily the car. Yeah.
When's the last time you drove a 4th gen?
These days? Oh my God.
You'll be happy to get back in your ZL1.
Oh, No, it's probably been since I drove a 4th gen. 2012, 2013. So probably 10 years.
It would probably scare you if you got into one.
Oh, stop. I think that
there's no comparison. My truck handles better than my Camaro.
I'm tell you what, dude. If you just spend a little bit of money tightening the body up on that.
I've got
oh my god
subframe connectors on it. I think the problem it's not terrible, but there is a huge difference between that era of car and what they've got today. Yes. Today's cars are just, even a cheap car is a lot tighter than what they were. A cheap car today is probably feels better than one of them high-end cars back then. They've come a long way with chassis.
I was having this discussion with my neighbor like a couple months ago, and they were talking about, people and the way they drive these days. And I pointed at my Z01 and I said, 100 and this thing is a lot different than 100 in your car.
Oh yeah.
And it is. I mean, people have no idea. What?
Unless you're sitting in the passenger seat.
That is bizarre. It's got to be a control thing. It's got to be, because I rode it in Mike Burley's 10-speed, and I wasn't scared. I wasn't freaked out or anything, but it was just shocking, like how different it feels. And it does. I can see how somebody could get freaked out, especially if you're doing like 150, like something super stupid. And like
when you're sitting behind the wheel, it's not as scary as when you're sitting in the passenger seat.
Yeah, because you have total control, and on the opposite side, it's the opposite. You have no control. So, yeah, and you're both along for the same ride. Yeah.
So what's your favorite Camaro? You said 93 to 97.
Yeah, I mean, it was futuristic for its time.
Oh yeah.
I never got to own a 98 to 02. By that time I'd graduated high school, and you're just getting started in life, and you got other things to spend your money on. Yeah. Just learning how to pay bills, learn how to take care of everything yourself, and cars took a back seat by then. And then by the time I got into the game now, I just wanted the latest and greatest, because I never had that luxury before either. So now that I'm here, you look back and you're like, man, I kind of wish I was back there again, because I everything it takes to like tighten it up. Because I'm telling you, getting into my car and hitting track mode, blah, 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 all the stuff on the steering wheel, that last video I put up, I'm not kidding. Like, just moving from the SS to the ZL1, it's frustrating as hell, because I had the SS, you knew what it was going to do. You'd hit a couple buttons, and it's very intuitive. It does. But the ZL1 is so technical. You have to go in and tell it specifically what you want. And you don't have that kind of time when you're at a stoplight. You're waiting at, the beginning of a race or whatever. It's freaking is the technology there? Yeah, but it's so difficult to use. In of itself, it pisses you off so much it ruins kind of part of the experience. So I think Ford and Dodge did a little bit better by streamlining that stuff, maybe like hitting one button, or just like a couple button clicks and making it easy to use that stuff. But yeah. I think we need to trade keys for a little bit. But when I trade keys, I'm gonna trade payments too. And then you'll tell me how you'll be waiting. You'll be wanting your car back ASAP. I'm telling you.
You wouldn't be getting her back if you traded keys.
Oh shit. Yeah. No. It's I've never paid this much for a car. There's a lot of new. I've never had a car this fast. Never had a blower car. Never had this big of a car payment. Sometimes I just wish I had the extra money month to month to throw into like a 4th gen and make it badass. But I don't know. It is what it is.
I think you'd be quite disappointed.
You think so?
Oh yeah. There's no comparison between the two. I love 4th gens, don't get me wrong, but yeah, you can't compare them to a 6th gen. 6th gen does everything better.
Oh my god. I don't know. You just get in, twist the key, once you hear it fire, it's already in track mode. It's already set up to go. You know, it's already. You don't have to do all that dumb shit.
Have to catch up to a ZL1. I can tell you that much.
Oh, shit.
Do it, but it's some money.
I think even for your car, they sell tub kits. Remember those? Anybody remember that shit? Mini tub kit for the rear tires. Oh, where you just cut into the wheel arches, into the trunk, retrim your carpet, and freaking away you go.
But I like my 4th gen, but I only got one because I couldn't really afford a new one.
Yeah,
I could have, but it'd been tight.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
I think if they would have kept building them, I probably would have eventually got one, because I can't afford a truck payment and a car payment at the same time.
But I think we can all relate to that, sir.
When the truck's paid off, the barrel's gone, is not around no more.
Yeah. It's I don't know. And like I said, you know what we're gonna do. You're gonna make content with it online, because when you buy a new car, unless you're gonna pour an ungodly amount of money into it, it's awfully fucking boring. Just having a car, you know what I'm saying? Just driving one stock for a long time.
Having a car channel ain't a very good idea anyway.
No, it's so overflooded because everybody wants to be a car guy. Everybody wants to be a car guy until you get until you realize how much it takes to be a car guy, and that's that's usually when it'll be the everybody that really wants to do it, or everybody that just, you know, kind of does the same shit. Yeah. But nah, I don't know. Like I said, if they were still making them, I would probably seriously look at selling my ZL1. But man, I don't know. 4th gen, it was just cool. It had the Tremec. That was remember the old T56? How many of those cars have you had?
Just 2.
Just 2?
They're both automatics. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you never got the full experience in, buddy.
No, I didn't, because like I said, and when you're talking 4th gen, the manual is a lot faster than the automatic.
Yeah. Man, that's oh, Mike Burley, man, I'm telling you, his car's got like 700. Mike, tell us. I know you know exactly down to the mile. Tell us how many miles you got on your car. It's not even 1,000. It's I think mine just hit. I'm on my way to 13,000. So, point what? 0.2? 0.3? I know you know. No, it's the 4th gen. Man, I tell you what. The rude and crudeness of it, I think it's part of the charm. Holy shit. Atta boy. See? I think that Hyper Blue is, man. That Hyper Blue is nasty. There's a Hyper Blue ZL1 1LE on up for sale right now, and I was just blown away. But yeah. Atta boy. Atta boy, Jeff. I love it. Tracy says, I always wanted an Intimidator SS. Damn. Almost ordered one. Dealer, yes. Yeah, that was back when GMMG. Do you know who GMMG is?
Yeah. Yeah, they made the Dale Earnhardt Intimidator, and they made what's that other big dealer? I think they even made those, didn't they?
There was like 6 or 7 of them. I'm thinking about having a stream or whatever specifically for that. There's a lot of history there.
Berger, they made them for Berger. Berger. There's one more. I can't think of his name right now.
Dick Harrell?
Dick Harrell. Yeah, they made some Dick Harrell versions.
Yep. And then also Nicky Chevrolet was part of that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And Tom Henry. There was a Tom Henry SS. Yeah, and also
a few Trans Ams too, eh?
Yes, exactly.
GM, yeah.
Yeah. God dang. See? You know more about this car than you freaking lead on to. I
used to know almost everything about them, but we're talking 20 years ago. I don't remember nothing now. Sometimes I don't remember what I'm supposed to be doing.
They were the pioneers of the NPP exhaust. Exactly. Hell yes. Exhaust. The Blackbird. That was the Trans Am. Yep. Yeah, and I can't remember how many. I got a list saved on my computer, but yeah, that they did the Tom Henry SS. Don Yanko inspired that whole thing to happen. But originally they did this in the 60s, late 60s, 70s. Closed it down, came back, and then they started up in 01, 02. And actually they were delivering cars all the way up to 2009.
Yeah,
that dude was pissed. That dude was pissed off when the last guy that got his car delivered. I think, yeah, they were upset. But yeah, Blackbird, that's freaking awesome.
But there's another. I don't know. I won't say it's the most rare, but it's pretty rare. SLP built. Yeah. It was supposed to be 100, but it ended up being just a hair over 100. I can't remember 103, 104. But they're 1997 Camaro SS's, white with the orange stripes.
Yeah.
And a balanced and blueprinted 4-bolt main LT4 under the hood. You were you aware of the LT4 ones?
Yeah. I got a video. You want to watch it?
Yeah. I've seen lots of videos on them, yeah.
Oh man, here, hang on one second. I'm gonna put this in here. I'm just gonna watch it and then I want to talk about it because everybody's got to see this once in their life, and if it has to be through me, so be it.
Officially, what you're seeing is Goodyear's best effort to contain 330 horsepower and turn it into useful acceleration. But we think there's more here than 330. It may be more like 350 when SLP Engineering finishes their work on this extremely limited run of Ultra SS Camaros. SLP has the factory-authorized contract to build normal SS Camaros, which can be had in the 30th anniversary trim package with Hugger orange stripes or in standard Camaro colors for $97. The SS package adds ram air breathing and a free-flow exhaust to raise the LT1 from 275 horses in the Z28 to 310 as an SS. But 100 Camaro SS models wearing the anniversary colors are something else again. In the tradition of Don Yenko and his dealer-built 427 Camaros from the 60s, SLP has dropped the LT4 from the Grand Sport, the hottest 96 Corvette, into the space normally occupied by the LT1. In the Grand Sport, the LT4, with its roller rockers, larger intake valves, and higher compression ratio, produces 330 horses. But the SLP version benefits from the forced air induction system and free-flow stainless steel headers and exhaust system, plus each engine has been blueprinted by the SLP engineers. So there's almost certainly more than 330 horses. But the most noticeable advantage over the LT1 is the higher red line, up 1,000 RPM to 6,500, and the sweet spot on the horsepower curve. Here's the source of the action, the LT4 from the hottest of the 96 Vets. But there's really nothing to see. The Corvette division won't allow the use of the Grand Sport logo that normally is on the throttle body. But trust me, this is the hot one. The real trick in adapting the LT4 wasn't getting it to fit, it was getting the Z28 computer to understand the transplant. SLP wrote custom software to get the Camaro brain to understand it now had the heart of a Corvette. But there's little question anyone else in traffic will have trouble understanding. The LT4 rips off 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds and completes the quarter mile in 13.2 at 109 miles per hour. That's a tick faster in the quarter than the new C5 Corvette with the LS1. Plus, SLP has enhanced the handling with tuned Bilstein shocks, progressive rate springs, and revised rear lower control arms to help keep the 40 Series Goodyears planted. The result is a slalom speed of 65.8 miles per hour, down 0.8 of a mile compared to the last SS Camaro tested, but worth the slight sacrifice to get a much more compliant ride for daily driving without threatening to shake your teeth loose. But even with the softer suspension,
I gotta say this. Does anybody else miss the days when it was like they're building you up it's not like get it while you can because EV's coming. I miss that. But 310 horsepower. Isn't that insane for back in the day? And they only had a limited run of 100.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Now, Mike Burley has to admit that looks pretty good, that Camaro there.
Oh. Mike, you got... Oh, man. Look at this. Look at this shit. This dude's fucking awesome. I love this. 93 is 265, 275, 305. I thought there was a 285 in there somewhere. Maybe not. It was a long time ago. Was there?
I think in 96, they went from a single converter to a dual converter. It might have been 95.
Yeah, dual exhaust, wasn't it?
Well, it was dual converters. To see the 93, 94, I know they only had one converter.
Okay.
And I think it was either 90. I think it was 95 when they went OBD2, but it might have been 96. They went to dual converters, a converter for each side.
Yeah.
And it was 285.
Oh. Yes. Okay. So did it why? So by the time it hit the axle is what I'm getting at. Was it still?
No, it's still single.
One pipe or two? Yeah. Okay.
Just one. Yeah. But see the my Camaro, for example, the pipe come over from the driver's side and they merged into one converter, and then you had
underneath the back seat.
Huh?
Underneath the back seat,
right on the passenger seat.
Oh, okay, that far up. Okay.
And then when they went to the dual converter one,
yes,
I think they actually moved the converters closer to the engine. I can't remember for sure, but they had dual converters, and it bumped the power from 275 to 285.
Oh shit! He did that from memory. Oh shit! Yeah. Okay, that a boy. Hell yes. Yeah, it's that car. The ones that I had like OptiSpark trouble.
Yeah, I replaced it.
And I've seen in a video of you talking, so don't be like, I don't know anything. Don't be sandbagging us here. Tell us the OptiSpark. What was the problem with that again? Because wasn't that actually more accurate than what we have today?
Yeah, it was accurate down to 1 degree. It knew
down
to 1 degree of
that was it. 1 degree
rotation. Yes. And not everybody had a lot of trouble with them, but the early ones were the worst because they were non-vented. And then in 95, they started putting a ventilation system on them, which it did help, but it was just in a bad location. You get water pump goes bad, it's leaking on it. You always get oil leaks, and they're getting into it.
Yeah, it's just in a bad spot to where everything leaked on it. But the for everybody that doesn't know, or the younger generation are coming in, who's ever going to watch this down the road, the OptiSpark, basically that was your rotor cap distributor, the coil, all of that kind of combined into one, wasn't it?
No, the coil still had a single coil up on mounted on the cylinder head. Just had the one coil.
Oh, by the intake manifold?
Yeah.
The plenum?
I can't remember. It's up on the front of the engine on one side. I think it was on the driver's side, but I can't remember exactly.
Yeah.
But no, it was very accurate, right down to 1 degree.
Yeah. Yes. That was the one thing. Yeah. Because I mean, I used to be able to just like bump my key. You know what I mean? Just like an old carb. You know, man, I miss this. I miss that car. I think you're wrong, man. Maybe I do need to sell my ZL1. I think I owe too much right now. I can't afford to just pay everything off and freaking and go buy. But man, I'm telling you what, I would love to have I would love to have a WS6, and I would love to have a 98 to 02. I don't know which one I want more, but those cars were awesome. And they still had the cable throttle body, which the more and more I'm learning about tuning, I'm kind of happy that we went to drive-by-wire. They called it drive-by-cable back then, but yes. Man, I'm telling you, if you ever just wish you could have a garage full of all the shit.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at. But the LS1, when it came into play, it was a pretty big leap in technology as far as like Camaro goes. You know what I mean?
The cylinder heads were the best thing about the LS1.
And it was modular across the truck motors, and everything became, interchangeable at that point. Because I think Ford was doing the same thing, weren't they, with the 4.6s and everything?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But the LS1 was a pretty good leap forward. But it's not as well. It is. It's better than the old LT1, but there's a lot of power can be had in one of them LT1s too.
Yeah, but the LT1 was cast iron block, and everybody's fighting to go back to that now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So all the Hellcats, everybody's trying to get back to a cast iron block and shit. It came OE. Then everybody wanted an aluminum block because they were lighter, and you didn't have galvanic corrosion, and you didn't have all the problems that you have with mating steel components to aluminum components. And now everybody's fighting to go back to like the L8T, the L8P, that new crate motor. Yeah, that's the LS1, and then we got into that was Gen 3, right? So the LS1, the LS2, those were Gen 3, and then by the time we got into Gen 4 LS, which is just a step before what we have now, that was when it became into what did they introduce with the LS3, I believe it was?
LS3, yeah.
So on the backside of what people couldn't see, I think it was now they just started adding VE tables into the equation as far as like tuning goes for accuracy. And they added variable valve timing. I don't believe all the LS's got variable valve timing, but man.
No.
And that was about the time that we came into the GMG era. So, another thing. Well, I'll save it for another stream, but I don't the prices on those cars are going through the roof right now, and I'm kind of seeing as to why, because it was just from an era of time when I think everything was, I don't know. Do you think it was at the pinnacle or no?
No, today's the pinnacle.
Oh my gosh. You don't think so?
No, I'd far sooner have a new LT1 than one of them older ones.
Okay. So you don't worry about all the electronics and everything aging down the road? So fast forward to like the year 2040. No. Getting parts for all these. You don't worry about that?
Got all kinds of electronics on it too that can fail.
What's that?
I said even the fourth gen's got all kinds of electronics on them too that can still fail.
Like
it's
airbags.
Not as sophisticated as what they got today. But like variable valve timing is a really good thing. Because
variable valve timing is an awesome thing.
Oh yeah, because them LT1s, they make torque everywhere.
Yeah, like Jonathan's. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it pulls hard everywhere.
And there's people locking it out. I never understood why, because it was essentially going back to a LS or a Gen 3 LS, but
Well, it depends on how much duration and stuff you get on the cam. You got no choice but to lock it out. Like if you're going quite aggressive on the cams.
Yeah. I suppose. I just
BTR's done some work on cams and retaining some of the variable valve timing. Like you say, a lot of them they want you to lock it out, but BTR, Brian Tula Racing, they've developed some cams now that retains the variable valve timing. I don't think they retain all of it. Like they don't have quite as much, but they still got more than what other places do. But now, if you listen to Fran from RPM Motorsports, he don't have much use for variable valve timing.
No,
he don't believe in it. I guess
I think that's the biggest mistake ever. I mean, because honestly, when that cam phasers, it's sacrificing horsepower to give you torque when you need it, and then when you're in the higher RPMs, it's sacrificing torque to give you more horsepower. It does everything right.
Oh, so I like it, yeah. But
I just don't see it.
I'm pretty sure I seen RPM Motorsports where he said that was junk. He didn't. I think their stuff's all locked out, but they run probably fairly aggressive cams too. But
yeah, who knows? Who knows?
Anyway, man knows. That guy knows about the LT engines.
I think I'd take Brian Tooley's word before I'd take Fran's, to be honest. Oh,
yeah.
I mean, it's just a sneaky suspicion I got in the back. Yeah, it is harder to tune. It is a lot harder.
You also got to remember, if you start going more aggressive on the duration of the cam and more lift, if you get that valve, the variable valve timing, you can have the piston could come in contact with the valves.
Yeah, valve. Yeah,
because you're lifting the valves further than what the
valve interference is a real thing there. It's a real thing,
so but I think that's got a lot to do with it.
I was watching a video, and on that they were kind of retiming, trying to avoid the what they call the fifth stroke, which is overlap of when the exhaust valve and the intake valve is briefly open at the same time. As far as them like respringing the head, or I'm sorry, the valves on trying to, keep the tension rate and everything perfect. Because once you go with an aggressive big cam slapping it that hard, then you have to retime everything. And it's very in depth. I mean, if you want, I could freaking give you the link. But yeah, it's a very, very in depth, and it's awesome. It'll shine the light on a lot of things that I didn't know before. But yeah, it's VVT. I would still keep it though. It is harder to tune, just like When You Like to Know says. But the algorithm which runs in the background on these Chevrolet motors compensates for it all. So you kind of just have to push it up in percentages as far as the the tuning goes. But yeah, it's not as easy to explain or unless you have like a example in front of you. But yeah, it is a little bit more challenging, but yeah, these shops have got their work cut out for them. But man, I'll tell you what, as far as the fourth gen goes, I'm not giving up on it. I would love to have a WS6. I think those cars look amazing. I just miss that era. C5, the Z06, and I'm not really going to get into Corvette, but I mean the LS6, because we had as far as Gen 3 goes, we had the LS1, the LS2, and the LS6. Yeah. I think all those cars from GMMG got the C5R Corvette crate motor.
They were all different.
Yeah. So they had the 427 cubic inch.
Depending on how big the pocketbook was, depending.
What's that?
I said, what it come with an engine, what it had for an engine, depending on your pocketbook.
Yes. Yeah. They had everything that we had now. They had 1LEs back then. Yeah. It was a Z28. You just had to have the Z28 package, RPO code selected when you ordered the car, and you had the option to go to 1LE, but it kind of took you back in time as far as like you were paying more for less because it was one less equipment. That's what it stands for.
Another thing they did right was that 94 that I had.
Yep.
It had crank windows.
Yes.
It didn't have power door locks. It never had air conditioning. Didn't have the fog lights. I don't know what it cost brand new, but it must have been pretty good price because it was stripped of everything.
What, those GMMGs?
No,
they're about 85 grand.
The black 94 that I had.
Oh yeah.
It had no air conditioning, nothing. The only power thing it had a power seat, but everything else was manual locks, manual crank windows, no fog lights. It was oddly.
Was it disc brake?
Oh yeah, it had the 4-wheel disc brakes. Yeah.
What was it? What was in it for the rear end?
323s.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that was the that was definitely a performance package then.
Either that or they ordered the cheapest V8 Camaro they could get. It had
but the F1, I don't know.
Yeah, but that car wasn't. I don't think any of the cars come from the factories in F1. I think it was a dealer installed option. And see, this car I had, it was actually just a Z28, and it got hammered in the back. And a guy bought it here in New Brunswick. He didn't live that far from me. He bought it.
Yeah.
And what he did, all the ground effects and stuff, they was actually off an RS Camaro, because they actually did start selling RS Camaros that had the F1 ground effects. And what he did, he bought the exhaust and the intake and the stickers that said F1, but I don't think any car come from the factories in F1.
Did you buy it brand new?
What's that?
Did you buy it brand new?
No, it was used when I bought it.
Can you get the VIN for us?
No, I could get it probably eventually, but I don't have it on me. The Dean bought the car.
Yeah. Eventually, could you get a?
I checked that. I remember I checked that.
You sure? Everything but the automatic sounds like a 1LE package.
The automatic was the thing that kept it out. But I'm like you. I thought that it might have been, because I remember reading about the 1LE, and I checked the VIN and stuff. It's not a 1LE.
Oh, you already checked it?
Yeah, but it was option.
Because as far as I was aware, the F1, the only packages were in a Trans Am.
Well, the F1 Camaro package.
That's what I thought.
Is not. It didn't come from the factory that way. It was a dealer option.
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, you just went to the dealer and you could, like, mine had everything except for the wheels, but mine wasn't a true F1 anyway. The ground effects come off a wrecked RS car. Because see, that black one was wrecked. It was the fellow rebuilt it in Heartland.
Yeah, Tracy had one too. 96 came with 308 stock, because I think mine had 297 or 297. And 96, yeah. And he says the 323 was called a performance axle ratio, so it was an add-on. It was an add-on. Yeah,
it was an option. Same as the car I got right now. It was optioned with 323s, but it could have been optioned with 273s.
Maybe mine had 273. Because I mean, it was tall. It's about like what I've got right now. Man, I didn't know that was even a thing. But yeah, fourth gen was just a different animal. People are calling it the last analog Camaro. Yeah. Do you think that that's true?
Well, yeah. They don't have much ABS brakes. That's about it. Mine's got traction control, but it's the weirdest traction control you'll ever. I don't know if you ever drove one, but it shoves the throttle back on your foot. It'll shove your foot when it starts spinning. Yeah.
Like ABS?
No, not the ABS. Those cars had ABS. That's the only thing that wouldn't be analog. But I say mine's got traction control, but it don't work like the new ones. If you shove it when the traction control's on and it starts spinning, it shoves your foot off the pedal. Yeah.
But does it feel like the ABS pedal? How the ABS fights you?
Yeah, it's not like that. It literally shoves the throttle back.
That is weird. I'd have to experience that. I'd have to experience that.
And it can shove pretty hard.
You wouldn't know, would you?
But other than that, it's all analog.
Yeah. Well, as far as the GM designation goes, everything that I can find up to the day, it is still, that is the last F body.
Yeah.
So for what it's worth, I don't know. Camaros, because back in the day they called them pony cars. Everything, it was F body, because we had the Pontiac and the Camaro were F bodies up until 02.
Yeah.
Then 05 came in when they started Global A, the encryption of the computer and the CAN bus system.
Yeah.
Then they called it, 5th gen was called Zeta chassis. 6th gen is Alpha chassis. So I don't know if everybody's considered, because I think the 4th gen was the most radical. Like the C6 Corvette. Everybody loves C6 Corvette for whatever reason, but I loved it because there was so many variations of it. And I think that the 4th gen we had so many variations of the 4th gen because there's so many different additions, options, weird little knickknacks. I mean, I remember them being on the showroom floor, but I wasn't involved with like ordering and buying and everything at the time. But I think it was by far the most, we had the most options available, most flavors. You could get a Camaro in this. Everybody was doing everything. The ZL1 supercar, that phase 3 in 02, the 630 horsepower. I learned that after the 60s and 70s, maybe it was 69, Chevrolet had let the ZL1 trademark expire. All the permits, everything had expired. So GMMG actually picked it up and ran with it. And that's why Chevrolet decided to come back again in the 5th gen. And they were pissed off about that. That's why we got a ZL1. So that was a pretty cool tidbit of history. So yeah, I was kind of happy that GMMG actually picked up the ZL1 supercar, that logo. And so that was probably the reason that we actually got a 5th gen ZL1. Otherwise, it would have probably been, we guess we got a Z28 in the 5th gen too. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think you're wrong. I think 4th gen's the last analog Camaro, and I think that
well, they are. Yeah, no, I agree.
If you're gonna get one, I think now's the time. Do you guys have rust problems with them up there? Is there any rust on it in 94?
No, because they were never driven in the wintertime.
Mm.
Yeah, they go in the garage come fall, and that's where they stay till spring.
Yeah. Well, I think that this is going to be the car. If you want to get one, I'd say get one now. I know the convertibles flexed a lot. I think that would be the one I would stay away from. Would be a convertible. The V6s. I can't think of my favorite one. What's your favorite 4th gen?
Well, if I could have anything, it would be that video you played, that 97.
Yeah, there was only 100. There's only 100 of them, man.
I don't even have to have that because they sold a whole bunch of the regular LT1 SSs in that color. I mean, they don't sell a bunch, but you know what I mean? Like there's a lot more of them than the LT4 ones. There's only 100 and some, but
there's only 100.
I don't know how many of the other ones. There's probably more of the white with the orange stripes.
Oh yeah, there's tens of thousands. I mean, thousands and thousands.
That's why I put the stripes on mine.
What?
Because of that car, I say that's why I put the orange stripes on mine.
As a throwback.
I don't know. I just liked it. I like the looks of it.
Huh.
Originally, I was going to wrap my hood black, flat black, because that's what all the new cars are running. And I almost did it, and I said, no, I think I'll go with the orange stripes instead.
Yeah, I think it looks better that way.
Yeah.
Hard to find good examples of it now, but the price difference. Yes, the 93 to 97 you can still find for $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 all day long. It's the most bizarre thing you've ever seen. There's so many.
Too,
what?
I said the 93 to 97s. A lot of them are all tore to hell.
They are, yeah. But I mean, I think any of them, unless it's a garage queen, you're gonna be putting money in it. I mean,
man,
you're gonna be putting.
Mine was just like brand new when I bought it.
Didn't you buy it new?
No, I bought it used.
Oh, okay.
It was bone stock except for an SLP intake and them stupid ground effects. I don't like.
I always did like the RS ground effects. You didn't like it?
I liked it on the 93 ones, but I'm talking about the ground effects on my 2002.
Oh,
They're dumb looking, but I don't want to take them off because you wouldn't know what the paint would be like underneath them.
Oof. Yeah, paintwork's not cheap either, bud.
No.
Yeah. Trace says exactly. There's a few of them, but getting slim, you're gonna pay for. Yeah. The 98 to 02, $30,000 is the norm.
See, I paid 15 for mine, and it
when
2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 15 grand, and like I said, it's perfect, or it was until I got a hold of
it. That's all right. I think it sounds good. I think you need to go another stage up in the cam. Beyond, I mean, that's my own personal opinion, but I think that
I need cylinder head. I don't need cam. I need cylinder head.
Oh, come on, man! The sound
of that thing. I don't care about the sound. I just want to go fast.
Well, I agree with you there.
And more cam doesn't necessarily make you go fast.
Oh man. No, it doesn't. That's why I'm pushing my stock LT4, because a lot of people don't even know exactly how that works. Will I pick up some right now? Yeah, but it's not as much as what you think. It's really not. I mean, I would probably pick up more so in the heads than I would in a cam right now. But yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. I think the stock cam,
enough power.
Oh, come on.
You do?
You think so?
I'd start making her bulletproof, the drivetrain, so you can first year 5,000 dropper.
I tell you what, man.
Put an A10 in it. I wish I could.
Oh yeah, I bet you do actually.
If it was possible, I already would have.
Oh my god.
The only way you can do it, you got to buy the crate engine and the transmission together, like 25 grand.
Oh my gosh. Even out of the salvage yards around here locally, they're just putting them on pallets.
But even if you get one at the salvage yard, don't do no good because it won't work with an LS1.
No, I'm talking the engine and the transmission and all the wiring and everything.
Yeah,
30 grand. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot of cash. Yeah. So I think this new, the new 6th generation V8 coming in is going to help us if it takes off in the performance line, which I think it will. I don't see this.
You know what I wish they would have done?
What?
They come out with that LT1 Camaro, like the LT1 version.
The model?
It'd been nice if they would have come out with no air conditioning, no engine covers, like just delete whatever you could to get that price down. Get it down as low as possible.
Would you like to go back to crank windows?
I don't care. If it's a Camaro.
Yeah, neither do I.
But the thing is, you could no one else was doing it. Ford's not doing it. Dodge's not doing it.
Nope.
That could have been their way to get more sales.
That's why they're sitting on the car lots right now. That's what I mean.
They're a nice car. The things are there's nothing you can really complain about in them cars other than visibility. For me, I don't care. That doesn't bother me. But if you get somebody going in, they're not a Camaro person, and they sit in a brand new Camaro, and then they sit in a brand new Mustang, which one do you think you're going to get? Probably the Mustang, because they can see.
And the Mustang's cheaper, and it's
no,
less
the Mustang's
money.
Not cheaper.
Are you sure?
No, right now maybe, but before that LT1 Camaro, that beating everybody on price.
Oh well, 32 grand.
And they could have made it better, like I said, by stripping some of the stuff out of it. Didn't need them engine covers, don't need air conditioning. I don't know. You could have figured something else to strip out of it. You can still have it as options, but I'm saying let's get that price down. And the thing is, if you had one that was stripped, well, you'd have the rich guys, they'd be buying it too because it's rare. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because everybody loves them old muscle cars that ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
Had a strap to pull the window down. Didn't even have a crank on it.
Yeah.
And they're
Ferrari F40
cars now.
Ferrari F40, Porsche GT3. Yeah.
It was a great car. It's a shame that
Skydog, what's up, bud? Yeah, rear seat delete.
Yeah, boom. Anything to drop the price to get more people into it.
You showboating motherfucker. All right, okay. Yeah, it's I think you're on something there. I like I said, with my ZL1, 6-speed, ELSD, suspension, tires, LT4. Don't care about the rest. I genuinely don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, my 1SS 1LE I thought was kind of over the top as it was. I like driving. I don't like I don't know. I don't understand this obsession with it. It's, I've heard in these Mercedes and BMWs, you don't even have to touch shit anymore. Like the car will pick up where you can swipe and do this stuff in midair. Like it'll read off your hand gestures and shit. And you got to be joking me. Like, who needs this shit in their car? I don't, because in my mind, I'm thinking that's going to break eventually. It's going to mean it's
the issue.
And it's going to have a domino effect. You don't know if it's going to take something else out. You don't know if it's going to affect something else. It's just opening up a can of worms. I like just a good, clean design. And yeah, to me, that's all you need. But
yeah.
I guess everybody likes gadgets and toys and this and that. And yeah, that's kind of why I'm jealous. I wish kind of had your car, bud.
I'll trade.
The key's waiting for you. The key's waiting for you. We'll trade.
I'll trade you.
It's yes, sir. You let me know until you want to tap out. I'm telling you. I don't know. The simple fact is, I can't get another new one. So anything I buy from here on out, I'm gonna have to buy used. So I feel kind of trapped. You know what I mean?
If I were you, I would get it paid for, and then if you want something else, go buy it. Them ZL1s. They're going to be worth something someday.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I don't know if mine will be.
That could be your key to retirement.
I don't know if mine will be. I don't know if they're going to plug it in and see how hard it was running. They're going to be like, fuck that. But yeah, I think I want to get it paid off, but then I'm going to have to start slowing down the power climb. And that kind of bothers me because
you already got lots of power. What do you don't need no more?
Come on, bud. I think if we stuck a drag radio under it, I think I'd be able to hook a lot better. I don't know.
Yeah. Start working on the suspension. Let's get her to hook up.
I know.
More power.
You've
already got more power than you can use.
You think?
Yes.
Okay.
Stock was good enough, but
stock sucks. What are you talking about? Oh, man. No.
Ask Mike Burley if he likes his. I think he's quite satisfied with his.
I don't even think it's touching concrete right now. I think it's suspended in air up on blocks, under covers.
You're making all
under a cover, under a cover.
Power.
What?
I said you're making all kinds of power. I wouldn't worry about making more power.
I don't know.
Start beefing up the chassis so she can handle it all.
I'd like to do a 2650 build. I did a poll on it, and everybody, by a vast majority, and I was thinking, okay, you guys are. Everybody was onto something, but I was like, man, the more I was looking into
money, it's your money. You don't want them to spend your money.
I don't know.
They ain't dumb. That video you put up the other day.
What?
I want to see that, but with your new car. You had all kinds of action on that last video you made with the orange car.
Oh, you want to see me cutting donuts?
Well, not just it could be donuts, but I mean, I want to hear it when it's passing by at speed.
Here's the problem, and I haven't said this. It's like, okay, everybody's aware of crotch rockets. Like, has anybody ridden a 600cc and then you jump to 1000cc? So here's my problem. The SS was so easy because when you drove it just a little bit hard, it got loud. But this car, when you drive it, by the time it's getting loud, you're freaking hauling so much ass. It was, you know what I'm saying?
You're already making enough power. You don't need to pay for
it. By the time you get it up, by the time you get the noise and the theatrics and all the stuff you want to hear, second gear is fuck, man. Second gear, I was just a tick past 7, but I got 126 miles an hour of second gear. And I'm telling you.
You don't want to be driving those speeds.
What?
So you don't want to be driving them speeds. You're going to get in trouble.
Well, I'm just saying right now it's cold and it's wet.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to do nothing.
You know what I mean? On those supercar 3s, they don't hook. Anything below 60 degrees, you're getting trouble of braking. Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody does the Toyos. What? Let's hear
it. You're already making lots and lots of power. You have to admit that.
Yeah.
So now get yourself a drag pack. Axle upgrade, I think. I don't know what they got for axles. Maybe they don't need one, but a few upgrades, and then you can accelerate from a dead stop. That's what I like. I like the acceleration from a dead stop. I don't want to drive 130 miles an hour.
That's what everybody.
I want to go from 0 to 60, but I want to do it faster than everybody else.
Yeah, if I did that, I would have to put my 373s back in.
No, you could do that.
What?
You can both. You can keep them both. You still got them.
Oh yeah, I got my 373 diff. I go back to stock, and the best part about that HP tuners is I can just plug everything in and.
You're gonna like having that.
Yeah. Thank you, sir, for recommending that.
And
this man was the man that recommended that I get that to begin with, and I was.
Once you get the hang of it, start making videos on that, because there ain't nobody doing videos on HP tuners for 6 gens. Even if you watch Goat Rope Garage, he flies through the Gen 5 stuff so fast. You'd have to, you can't keep up with him. But see, you could go slow enough that you could teach an idiot like me how to do it.
Well,
but there ain't no good videos on.
Here's the problem. Right now, I don't have a stock car, so I've already introduced meth. I got a ported blower, E85, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I need good. There's a few tools I got to get yet. So I could order them. I need better weather and everything, and I suppose I could do that. If I told somebody something and they freaking blew their car up, I don't know how I'd feel about that, though. You know what I'm saying?
But you don't have to do it overnight. Wait till you get a good hang of it. And you don't have to show them just show them the basics. Like a lot of people, they want to throw on a cold air intake and headers and exhaust, and not have no check engine light. Like you can teach people to do little things like that. Like I said, I love
that. Ain't hard. That's not hard at all. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I love Goat Rope Garage. I think he's the man, but I think he goes too fast on the Gen 3 like mine. I was able to learn from him, but when he starts getting into the bigger, like the Gen 4 and the Gen 5, I find it hard to follow him. He goes too fast.
Why?
He goes through it too fast. I can't follow him. Okay. But you could be the one that teaches us all how to tune them cars.
I could opening up the mail. Oh, here's a lawsuit. That's awesome. Yeah. It's I don't know. Maybe I suppose I could do that. Maybe I'll just max out this little 1.7 and just go till it fucking blows up. You know what I mean? If that's what everybody wants to see.
You can show them how, okay, if you're going to switch gears, show them how to do that step by step. I did a video on that, and geez, it's doing pretty good. Just little things. You ain't got to go right. You know what I mean? You ain't got to show them how to tune a cammed car. Just show them the basics so that
it's really no different.
they can put little things on their car and not have a check engine light. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just simple things.
Yeah.
And you can show me too.
That's it. Yeah. Doesn't that feel better to tell the truth? It comes to the surface. Just make sure you put a disclaimer. Yeah. I'm going to have to.
My brain don't work the way it did 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I could read a magazine and figure everything out that I needed to do. But today, I just can't.
What the fuck? That don't make any sense. Because, see, the thing is like, all you younger guys, the answer in a lot of I don't care who's watching this, a lot of answers and a good way to maneuver through life and just structure your life is listen to the older guys. Because it's been scientifically proven, like when we're younger, like you either have like one side of your brain is more dominant, and as you get older, boom, it becomes a 50-50, and that's when you start.
Tell you something right now. I'm a lot dumber today than I was.
Oh my god! Shut up. I think you put yourself down too much.
I'm not putting myself down. I'm being honest.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So I need you to teach me.
I'll show you. I'll show you. Yeah, it's. I suppose. I did do a poll, and it came back. I was kind of like on the fence, but yeah, I suppose. I was thinking more. Yeah. Here's a funny one. Yeah. Isn't that great? Well, I met up with this guy, so I drove down to Nebraska, and I met up with Mike, and we were talking. We had lunch.
It was good.
Yeah, we were having lunch, and he was telling me all this shit about airplanes and stuff, and I'm like, wow, I never knew this shit existed. Yeah. It's very, very impressive. Some of the shit that Mike does for a living. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. If you ever get the chance to talk to him, like in these chats, yeah, he's a very knowledgeable, interesting guy, and I appreciate you meeting up with me that one day. That was cool shit. I like that, Mike.
He keeps bad mouthing the catfish Camaro.
Does he? I take it back. I take some of it back. Only 10% of it though, because
I agree with everything he says anyway.
Yep. Hey, what about this one?
I try using it, but she don't.
Oh no, sir. I think I can talk to you. I can tell, and I've talked to you a lot off camera, and I can tell that you're a lot more intelligent. And I've learned some things from you.
But I'm losing my memory, and
nobody knows everything. That's why we still need each other, and that's why networking is still such a very, very important thing in life.
When I was really into cars, it was about 25 years ago, and man, I could read a magazine and I could do everything without any issues. Now I just can't remember nothing.
Yeah, well, shit. I've been there. Sounds like you got a lot fucking going on in your outside life. Other than that.
No.
What?
No.
Oh man.
I'm just getting dumber every day. I'm not putting myself down. I'm telling you the truth. I literally get dumber every passing day.
You got to give me something to look forward to here, brother. Well, maybe I'll consider it. Yeah. Maybe
I think it'd be a big boost for your channel.
Yeah. I mean, I would.
It's something that's needed.
And I just don't feel like I'm. Yeah. I don't feel like I'm qualified. I don't know. We'll see.
You might not be now, but you will be.
Yeah. There's a lot. I'm going to tell you what. Tuners are very, very underappreciated in the automotive space.
Oh, I agree.
There's a lot that goes on under the hood, and
there's a lot of bad ones out there too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, it's an interesting perspective. Brain throws shit out. Well, that also, that kind of gives me something to look forward to. Yeah. No. Well, I think you're luckier than what you realize. I think if you get rid of that Camaro, you're gonna realize you fucked up.
Oh, I'm not getting rid of it. I have no intention. I told you, my truck's gonna be paid off.
See you later, Mike. Have a good night, bud. Thanks for coming in. What's that? Say it again. I'm sorry, Corey.
I say, once my truck gets paid off, my plan was to buy another new truck after this one, but they want too much now, so I think I'm going to save my money and buy an LS3 crate motor for my Camaro.
Ooh. You need to let us pick.
Well, here's the thing. If I buy a real good set of cylinder heads and a fast intake and a larger throttle body, I'm going to be in quite a bit. I could almost buy the crate motor for not a whole lot more.
Yes.
Right from GM. So
are they still like $3,000?
It's what's that?
They still about 3,000? What US, yeah.
Oh no, this I think last time I checked this, it was almost $9,000 for a
damn it
crate engine over here.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But cylinder heads, by the time you get them over here, you're looking at probably 3,000-4,000, and then that damn fast intake manifold is 1,500 Canadian.
No way.
Have another
still?
Yeah. So you'd have another couple grand in it.
Wasn't that just a stock LS6 intake?
The fast? No, it's a good intake. The fast intake. It's the best one for an LS1.
Okay, I never got into LS, so I'm just ignorant here, but. Yeah. So the Fast is a manufacturer?
Fast is the name of the manufacturer, yeah.
Okay. I've seen it before. I always thought people just put that shit on there.
Yeah. But now, when I say LS3, it's not a real LS3. What it is, it's a 6-liter. It's not a 6.2 liter. But I believe it's based on the LS2. It's got the 4-inch bore and whatnot.
So it's a Gen 3?
It's a Gen 3, but it's got the LS3 cylinder heads on it.
Okay. See that? Yeah, that was a perfect. Yeah.
And the reason now an LS3 doesn't cost much more, but the reason I'm picking this one is because it will work with my computer.
I'm telling you right now, I think all you have to do is put LS3 heads on there.
No, they won't work on an LS1.
Are you sure?
Valves are too big yet. The LS1's got a small bore. You need it can be done. Richard Holdner showed that it could be done. It's just not worth it because the LS1's got a small bore. It don't have 4-inch bore, eh?
Right.
It wasn't until the LS2 where they went from 5.7 to 6-liter. That's when they got the 4-inch bore.
But they still had cathedral ports then, right?
The LS2 still had cathedral ports, yes.
Yes.
It wasn't until the LS3 that they went to the rec port. But anyway, this here, I'd have to look it up more, but it's a 6-liter with LS3 heads. So I just call it LS3. The reason I'm saying I'd pick it because you need it to run with my factory computer.
Yes.
My computer needs a 24X, that ring they have on the crank there.
It's easier, yeah.
Reluctor wheel.
Yeah.
Whereas the LS3 has, I think it's 56 or something like that. Well, my computer won't run that. I'd have to have a standalone, like one of them.
What?
Oh, I don't know, Holly X or whatever them outfits are there. That
HP Tuners got their own one now. It's sick.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
and it's bad.
But anyway,
Jason knows all about it, buddy. Yeah, building an engine is expensive. I was going to build a 427 for my yeah.
Yeah.
How much did you have in that ZZ 427? I didn't know you had a ZZ 427. I thought you just went through and rebuilt a 427. That's badass. Because the ZZ line of any crate motor, it's pretty sick. There's a lot of thought that goes into those performance.
So the car that I want.
The 69.
Oh, I love the 69. Yeah.
You know, I painted a few of those. I've tore them all the way down to the skeleton, bud. All the way down. But I've never driven one. like really driven one.
Yeah.
They're a lot smaller. Shit, you got a deal. They're a lot smaller on the inside than what people would think. They're a lot smaller physically, dimensionally than what people would think too. But yeah. It's probably just not a lot of survivors. I don't know. Maybe there's more survivors than I think. A lot of people, as soon as they started throwing around big money for them, everybody's dragging them out of the weeds and restoring them and doing all kinds of
money here.
Are they really?
Oh yeah. Unless you drag them out of the weeds, which I ain't a body man, so. The only way to come ahead on something like that is if you can do your own body work, your own paint work, and interior work, stuff like that. But
interior I never got into.
Better off build or buying one that's already done.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you what, the unless you enjoy doing it, because you have to ask yourself, would I just rather have it or would I like to do it? Because just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. Because it sucks. It sucks having exactly what you want, but you got to tear it all apart, and it's just, I ain't gonna have it in my possession the way I want it for another 2,000 man hours until you get it done. And it's like this.
You see,
sucks.
You have the car right now that a couple of bozos like us, 20 years from now, they're going to be talking about how great it is. So that's why you need to keep it.
Yes. If I had a way to find this car, I would pay money.
I'm talking about the ZL1. I'm not talking about no Ford.
I want this car too. I would have both.
Like I said, my advice to you: if you can tough it out and get that thing paid for, then you can buy one. But I would not sell the ZL1. I really wouldn't.
Yeah,
that could be, if you get hard up when you're old, you could be able to retire off that car.
I don't know.
I think they're going to be popular.
In 22, there was only 2,300 made. All ZL1s, period. Oh. And that was pretty much consistent across all years of the 6th gen. I don't get it. I don't understand why people never picked up on this car.
I think these 6th gen cars, people are going to realize how great a car they actually were.
I said that months ago. I said that. I said by the time they realize what this car actually is, I think it's going to be too late. And I think the price is just going to go through the roof.
Because in my opinion, they really are a great car. And people just didn't. Well, there ain't a lot of people buying rear-wheel drive V8 cars anyway. Most people are buying SUVs and 4-wheel drives.
Skydog Pigpen says, question, were there more ZL1s made in 23 or 24? 23 by far. There were, so what year is your ZL1? I can't remember. Was it a 22? Was it a 23? I can't remember. I know it's a pretty badass black one. But yeah, there was a lot more made in 23. Still not a lot. But production was picking up because of the okay, it was 23. I thought it was 21 to 22. That's cool. Yeah. Congratulations, buddy. There was a lot more made in 23. 24, you watched the shit show. You watched the shit show unfold in front of us because, I mean, they only had 120 days to build every 2024 ZL1. So, yeah. And I know that there's a lot of aftermarket companies like Hennessy, SVE, all those. They're trying to patch cars together. SVE is actually offering a brake package. Tracy showed me to where they're trying to find cars and they will actually upgrade or they will manually do the upgrades to the brand new car or to the donor car just so they can get orders filled.
Did you see that? It was number 22, a ZL1 Panther 2024 sold at auction for $230,000. Did you see that one?
Yeah. That collector's edition. My thing is that car's a joke. And sorry. I mean, sorry if that hurts your feelings. It's a joke. I don't care who you are. If you want to talk about it, I'll talk about it.
But what I'm getting at,
what?
This is one of those cases where the rich guys aren't going to ruin it for you. You're actually going to like the rich guys because they're going to make your car worth more money.
Yeah, they're trying to drag my car up.
Usually the rich guys makes everything worse for everybody, but for you, they might help you out.
Yeah, but the thing is like that's what I hate about that is when the rich guys come in and fucking ruin it for everybody. Because I think as long as they stay about $50,000, I think that's a fair price for this car. Because I'd like to buy a bunch more. You know what I mean? I'd like to have a Krypton green. I'd like to have a black one. I'd like to have a 10-speed. I'd like to have a 1LE. I'd like to have. This car is. It's truly amazing. I have driven S550. Yes, S550 Mustang Coyote. It's cool. It's a different feeling. It feels like you more so sit on the platform. But yeah, like the Camaro is like, I don't know. There's a lot more technology and a lot more sophistication and a lot more research and engineering put into the suspension and the traction components and the way the car puts power down. I mean, that's where the true magic in this car is. It's not in the horsepower. You saw like the A10. The A10's really cool. You can't go wrong with the transmission. You can almost go on eBay and say, all right, it's a ZL1. Does it look in good condition? It passed this, it passed that. Is everything that you want? You don't even have to look at the transmission. You're going to get a good damn car. It's just that sick. The no lift shift in the 6-speed helps me out quite a bit. It's truly amazing. The collector's edition, yeah, I think that thing is going to get. I think it's going to fall on its ass here pretty soon. I hope they take all 350 and lock them away. And maybe it'll surface one day, but I just don't see it, man. There's nothing truly other than a piece of paper and a little plaque or numbered. You know what I'm saying? Like the emblems and stuff. There's just nothing truly special about the car. GM did not go out of their way to make.
Pay $236,000.
Fuck. Well, best of luck to that fella. But I think I was talking about this with somebody the other day. I think people are going to get left holding the bag. What goes up must come down. You know what I'm saying? And our country is the way it is, and I just don't see it changing anytime soon. We're consumerism. I mean, we buy shit, use it for 10 seconds to get bored of it, and then we go buy more shit. It's just the way that. I mean, you can't change it. Yeah, it's a little addictive, isn't it? It's a little addictive. I get you, buddy. I'd like to have about fucking 12. I think if I can tear through, if I can have a fleet of about 10, then I might be ready to move on to another platform. But other than that, yeah. Garage 56 got 200. Whoa, BAT. What's that? Is that Barrett Auto? No. Is that US? Yeah, I don't understand the draw to that because Hendrick Motorsport was the one behind that, along with there was a couple other names or whatever involved in that. Oh shit, bring a trailer. Woo. Yeah. Well, the best of luck to them because yeah, I just don't see it. I saw Hendrick Motorsport SS automatic 97, I think it was, a silver one. It's on Auto Tempest. I think it's on Auto Tempest right now. $7,500. So those sticker packages, if they're threatening EVs, that might be the thing now, but I just don't see it.
That Garage 56 one, I don't even like the looks of that. To me, it's ugly. Nah. I don't like it.
Nah, it's nah. I mean, I don't think that they had one little hodgepodge mix and match parts bin thing where it's like, where they're like, oh man, that's a cool car. I do like the color of the collector's edition. I just because it's matte and it's something different, but a lot of people don't know how to take care of it. Yeah. And if you don't know how to take care of it, it's gonna, if you rub it too hard, that matte finish.
What happened to the anniversary models? Like, why didn't they have one? You know, the 69, you had the white cars with the orange stripes and
it's the 60. So yeah, it'd be on 7s.
Yeah, and the 92s, you had the hood stripes, and then the 30th anniversary had hood stripes. Even the 2002, the anniversary one had hood stripes. So how come we didn't get one of them?
Yeah.
Garage 56. What a pile of shit.
It is. Tracy says, I feel sorry for the folks that paid $100K over sticker. Shit, I only paid $150. Yeah. Your galaxies apart as far as like the collector's edition to a Yanko, and he's into it for $40,000 less. More than that, actually. It's insanity. Says, shit, I only paid $156K for my 22 Yanko, and it was $1050 to the wheel. Yeah. So if we go, I'm just going to do a quick little conversion here. I'm going to do 1050. I already did this once, times. I'm going to figure out the horsepower from the tire. The parasitic drivetrain loss difference times 1.2. Yeah, 1,260 horsepower at the crank.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I know you've mentioned this before, but like I said, my memory's no good. That Yenko 1,050 horsepower, what did they put for a motor in them? Is it got a big block or what's?
So it starts as a SS1LE. So they pull the LT1 out, and then I believe they stroke it to a 6.8. So it's a 416 stroker. Oh, and then they put then they put their own special supercharger on it. So it's a 2.3 liter. So it goes from
supercharged too.
Oh shit! No,
they make some of them with big blocks in them. I thought they had carbureted big blocks in some of them.
For what year?
I don't know. I thought they had big blocks in some of them.
No, well, I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't know the line of what transfers over between small block to big block. Yeah. So it'd be 1,260 to the crank.
Crazy.
I don't understand this. These people are fucking crazy. Yeah. I think it's kind of hard from our perspective because I think as us, like we're in it. You know what I'm saying? Like we're constantly around the buzz. We're constantly around the hype. We constantly get the feed from GM or background or any of these other companies that are, involved with Camaro. And then, so I don't know if these people are just hearing about this collector's edition and thinking, oh, it's the last gas car. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry for hurt your feelings. And I know that's a lot of money you spent, but I don't think that that's a wise way to spend the money. I just don't. And I don't.
Well, it really depends on who they are. Some people like to collect them and like they don't care if some people don't care if the value comes up or not. They just want them in their collection. And I can understand that.
Yep. And I'll be honest with you. I don't know how this is going to sit with you, but to some people, $100,000 is to wipe their ass with it.
No, I agree. No.
Yeah. $100,000 is nothing. 100,000. Yeah. So Tracy right now has a 2024 sitting in his garage waiting to get sent off, and he's going to go get another Yanko. So he's selling the 22 and he's going to get a 24. So he should have 1150 to the tire. So let's do the conversion on that. How much is that? 1150. So I'm just doing 20% drivetrain line. That's 1380. $1,380. Okay. All right, you sons of bitches. $1,380. That's what I got to get to the tire. That's my new mark. I got to get that to the tire.
You being a guardrail just now.
I think the car can take it. I really do. That's kind of what I'd like to push the limits.
You already admitted yourself that it's a handful.
Yeah, when it's cold like this. When it's cold like that. Oh, maybe I'll go do a video. I'm telling you. When the concrete's like 40 degrees, it's flat out scary. Like, it'll break loose. No problem.
It probably. You ain't gonna convince me. I already know.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts.
I do. It's a whole lot better when it's warm.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Tracy, and I'm kind of waiting to do another video on this, but I think you might be sitting in the better position because that 1,500. Do you think that if that 1,500 is not to the tire, do you think you're getting your money's worth going from a $90,000 package to a $129,930,000 package? Because I think when you're at that level of horsepower and you're, you know what I'm saying, 140 is not a whole lot. You know what I mean? And you're talking a $30,000 difference in price packages. So I don't know. That one's going to be, I'm going to have to wait to see that one. But if it has 1,500 to the tire, I'll be fucking impressed. I'll be impressed. Yes. Do you think that they're going to be able to improve off of Camaro 6?
Do I think they can?
Yes.
Oh, they could if they brought out another one. They're not going to go backwards. We know that. But I don't. Of course, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. But why couldn't they just kept making the car? They must have got the production part of it down. Now
what?
You know what I mean? Like, couldn't they still keep producing it until they come out with the 7th gen? Like, why can't? There must be stuff behind the scenes that we don't know about.
So in 2010, Global A, you know the difference between Global A and Global B?
No.
Okay.
The Global stuff, I don't pay no attention to it.
The Global A is like the way the PCM, the TCM, all those modules talk to each other. The Global B is terrifyingly like invasive on my own privacy, and I'm really not cool with it. The more I learn about it, I'm just like, fuck away from me with that. And I'll send you some links as soon as we get off stream here, as far as like what Global B is all about. But I think that they kind of had to have a break in the cycle to try to reset, and I think that they're either going to try to bring it back as a battery, as an EV.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will either.
Have you seen?
I don't think that they're going to have a damn choice.
There's a lot of stuff out now. People are starting to turn on the EV stuff already.
Yes. Sales
are bad. Used cars, apparently you can't get nothing for them.
Well, if you ask Mary Barra, she'll tell you differently. That's what bothers me.
You're blaming Mary Barra.
Well, she is kind of in control of everything, right?
The problem is the Biden administration. The Democrats.
Yeah.
They're the problem. It ain't Mary Barra. Mary Barra don't care. She wants to
Toyota spun around and said that we're not doing that.
Yeah. Ford, they cut their Lightning production in half.
Well, Ford has come out and said, we don't care if we're the last V8 standing. We're going to make a V8 Mustang. Why can't Mary say it?
But the EV stuff isn't panning out.
So you don't think Mary's to blame with this, or no?
No.
Am I being all hard on the girl?
She don't care. All she's trying to do is make a profit for GM so she can get her big bonus. But the EV stuff was pushed on these manufacturers. They didn't want to make EVs, but you got the Biden administration pushing it on them.
Nursing home Biden, baby.
Think about it. Why would any manufacturer that builds internal combustion engines want to have to turn around and build new factories. And
I honestly believe that they have taken. I think that they've taken so much federal funding money from the government. I think it's too late.
I don't think so. I think you're gonna. Now I'm probably wrong, but I think EVs are in big trouble. I don't
through
think
2028. What you mean by that, Mister? Wouldn't you like to know? What you mean by that shit? I feel like we got some code speak or some shit going on. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. It's peanut butter and jelly. I mean, it's you got Biden and Mary, but I think yeah. Mary, I don't know. I don't understand. I'm not a big fan. Every time you open her mouth, oh, never mind. Sorry. Yeah, it's every time she opens up her mouth, she dodges questions, answers to every question. She does not.
I know, but
I don't think she's accepted reality. She still thinks that there's a high demand for EVs, and I'm just not seeing. I think that they think that this is something that we're going to have to change our mindset on. And did you see all those people in Chicago with those dead
lining up?
Yeah.
But I've been watching a lot of videos here lately.
So what the fuck, man? I mean, what's it gonna, what?
I've been watching a lot of videos here lately on EVs, and people aren't pressed because you pull up to one of them chargers and either don't work or it starts charging and it quits. It's just I've watched several people do road trips, and man, I don't think so. I don't think she's a tree hugger. I think she's a money hungry.
I think she's a tree hugging hippie. I think she's tree hugger. Well, she's on the board of Disney. So as soon as I found that I almost sold my Camaro with that. Yeah, as soon as I found that out, I was like, ooh.
The thing is, none of these CEOs, they're business people. They only care about money. They're not car people.
That's what makes zero sense to me, because the day that video launched for Thank You Camaro 6, right? Did you watch that video? That little 60-second little video that they had?
I don't.
Like the day when they announced that Camaro 2024 was going to be it, and they thought, thank Camaro on the way out for all that it had done, the 8 years or whatever. Yeah. That
they're doing you guys a favor by killing they're doing you guys a favor because your car's going to be worth more money.
Yeah, but I'm not in it for an investment.
No, I know, but it's true. People, like you said, it's just a matter of time for people to realize how great those cars are, and the value is going to come on them.
I agree with you, sir. I agree with you. I don't know. I would like to have a bunch of them. Maybe. They're trying to do it now, and I've been watching YouTube shorts of people already getting the power cut to them, and I'm gonna be pulling. I don't know if I haven't decided whether I want to pull my car off the grid or not, but we'll see. We'll see what's up, but yeah, I think a lot of the blame is Mary Barra. Obviously, the administration that's in charge right now has a lot to do with it. I think that goes without saying, but I think a lot of our problem is by the time she spends $1 billion here, $1 billion there, $1 billion here, it's just not. I think what?
Like I said, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Like a lot of this could be forced.
Ford's not doing it.
Yeah, they're making Ford Lightning. And their Mustang sells. That's the big difference between Camaro and Mustang, is the Mustang's actually selling.
I know, but they talk about it. They advertise it. They offer different colors, which the Camaro does offer different colors, but the Mustang, and that's kind of what Ford's been good at, is they make it look pretty. It doesn't work very well. Every time, now I'll take that back. Every time I've had a Ford product, and I've learned my Ford lessons through Ford ownership. It's just the stupid little things that piss you off. Like, you know, if my dash is going to start peeling, just do like Chevy does. Make it plastic. It's a cheap, you understand what you're getting when you get into it. But it's not going to be fucking up. It's like the fewer things that I got to worry about down the road. You know what I mean? So, is it plastic? Yeah. But I've also come to appreciate that because it's a lot cheaper to replace even if I do have to replace it. So, I don't know. But Ford does advertise. They do offer like real cool lighting, ambient lighting, interior lighting. They offer a lot of like grabber blue, grabber orange, grabber green, lime time, or was that Dodge?
Lime time. They don't have a Corvette either, though.
Well, do you think that would help if Corvette or Camaro was mid-engine like the Corvette?
No, but I'm saying that.
Would you buy one?
GM's going to use their advertising. If they're going to use any, if they're going to blow any money on advertising, it's going to be for the Corvette. Yes. You know what I mean? Like Corvettes take what they should have done was made a low budget Smokey and the Bandit movie with the new Camaro. that might help. Back when the Smokey and the Bandit came out, the sales on them Trans Ams went sky high. Like they
did they really?
They sold a lot of them after that movie. And then when the 5th gen come out, by having it in the Transformers,
yeah,
it really helped the 5th gen sell really well. They sold better than the Camaro. For
the sales number better than the Corvette. Yeah. Nope, you're right.
They need to make a movie. That's all they had to do.
It's, I mean, just something that I have to, something to associate it with. I mean, it was just some kind of marketing because even when I bought my 6th gen, everybody was still talking about Bumblebee. So maybe you're right. Maybe there is something to it. You know what I mean?
When the thing, here's what they should have done. There was a lot of complaints about the 5th gen visibility. They should have fixed that in the 6th gen, but they didn't. Because Camaro owners said they didn't care. Well, yeah, Camaro owners didn't care. But Camaro owners ain't going to buy a new Camaro every year. We need new people to come in. Yeah. And when a new person comes in and they set in that Camaro for the first time and they feel tiny because they can't see, they're not going to buy it. They're going to go buy the Challenger, which has good visibility, or they're going to buy the Mustang, which has good visibility.
You got to be, you have to be wanting the car before you drive onto the lot.
Exactly. A Camaro, like I could set in a brand new Camaro. Agree. I love it. Hell, they could give me a window this big and I'd learn to adjust. I would learn to live with it.
Yep.
But somebody who's not, they're not a Chevy guy, not a Ford guy, not a Dodge guy. They just want they save some money. I want a muscle car.
Yeah.
And they sit in them and they sit in Camaro and they feel tiny and they feel claustrophobic. They ain't buying it.
Yeah.
I
cannot remember the name of the YouTube channel. It was something Outlaw. There was a steep driveway and he pulled his Camaro up there, put one tire, and he got out and pushed down. And he said, this is how stiff the Alpha, because there was like, it was suspended on 2 wheels and he was manually pushing the car down and rocking it. And he says, this is how stiff the new Alpha chassis platform is. And I was like, fucking sold. I want one.
Great car, yeah.
I want one. And I mean, the way that the electronic diff locks and unlocks and the way that it just manages the way around a corner. And if you turn all that shit off, you can get in trouble with it. Yes, you can. But if you leave it on, that car will walk you through a lot of power and a lot of speed and a lot of just yeah.
They're a nice car. It's a shame that it's gone.
Boom. That camera, I'm telling you, I don't know why I love that camera so much as I do, but my back glass can be covered with snow and I can still see perfectly just fine. That camera cuts down on a lot of glare from headlights. It allows me to actually, I don't know why, but I like the rake of a windshield, that glare that you see when you look in the mirror. Yeah. It allows me to cut, and I can see people's faces a lot better and a lot more clear. That camera kicks ass. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I like that that camera's probably the most favorite feature aside from the Bose sound system. If I was going to get an LT1, that's what I would get. The camera, Bose,
dual mode exhaust.
I don't even have dual mode exhaust now, and I love
yours
it.
often, yeah.
Yep, I did. I love it. Oh, Mr. Sky, he says I came in with no bias. If I had any, I had to bias to Mustang. But when Camaro felt more bang for buck, yeah. I mean, the ZL1, come on, yeah. That was the deal of the century. Yeah. Really didn't need the extra horsepower of the GT. Yeah. But the thing is you got a supercharger. You got supercharged V8 and you got the front end fascia. You got elite status for, I think, entry MSRP in 2017 was like $61,000. I put a post up the other day of $69,999 for the ZL1 1LE. That's impressive. I think the MSRP, and everybody brags about the GT500 has port injection with direct, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's got its own thing. But a lot of people don't understand is this car was like 30 grand cheaper than, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's value in that. Yeah, you got a 2SS 1LE, didn't you? Because I think if you have a 2SS 1LE, then you got everything that I got. So yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I really wish I had more simplistic. I'm with Corey. I like roll down windows. I would go to a roll down window.
Oh, I don't like them. I just can't afford to have the power ones.
Oh, stop! Yeah, well, no, I mean,
no. But if they would have come out with a LT1 car stripped.
Yes,
I probably could have.
But we didn't even get crank windows. Period.
No, they're not available.
Like we didn't even have the option.
I don't even know if there is any cars with crank windows anymore. Is there?
Not that I know of.
I don't think so.
Even the work truck Silverado with the plastic floor gets electric windows. Yeah. And I mean, it does. I still don't think that they have power steering. But I'm not sure if they have hydraulic power steering on those or not.
But as far as air conditioning, I can live without that. I don't need air conditioning.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And like I said in that video, dual zone climate control.
Yeah, I don't care for that stuff.
No. I mean, the person's like 1 foot away from you. Like,
so I'm just saying that they might have been able to get more young people into them. The people that are buying them Subaru,
absolutely,
whatever, they're $30,000. The Subaru and Toyota one, can you remember the name? BRZ or something?
Yeah, the BRZ and the FRS.
Yeah, see, if you could have got down in their price point, and if you set in the BRZ and then you set in the Camaro, which one you going to buy? I'm going to buy.
Oh shit! Yeah, the Camaro's way bigger. Yeah,
I don't care if it's got no air conditioner or not. You know what I mean?
See, the issue is. The big issue is everybody was okay. Well, whatever. It's okay. Just good whole even number. It's $50,000 today. Fine. I will wait 3 to 4 years, and I will wait till one is cheap enough in my price range so I could get one. Now everybody's taking these stupid little monikers and saying, "Oh, well, it's going to be $1 million car," and everyone's trying to buy them up as investments. Yeah. Old butt. I like that. Tracy, have a good night, buddy. Thanks for coming in, bud.
See you later, man.
I honestly think that when everybody's trying to run this market up, I think it's in for a big crash. So I don't know. I could be wrong. But I agree with you. We need more people coming into it, but
yeah,
I don't know. Future will tell. But as far as I'm concerned, I think we're at 2 hours now. Time goes fast when you're having fun, right?
Yeah.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, 4th gen, that's the last analog Camaro. If you want one, buy one. It's the most extreme Camaro. Maybe I'll do a video on it. I still don't feel like my inner self is satisfied with regurgitating all that information. But like I said, yeah. If you guys think about buying this shit, jump on it while you can.
Yeah.
Hopefully, don't overextend yourself. But yeah, other than that, is there anything you'd like to send us off with, sir? Any good advice?
Not really, no.
Yeah, well, hey, yeah, at least you know your limits, sir. I can appreciate that. But all right, guys,
I want to see some tuning videos from you in the future.
You want tuning videos? Okay, well,
from you, yeah. They ain't gonna be right away, but once you get a good handle on it, I think that would help your channel out a lot.
But yeah, Mr. Lowe says, "Buy with your heart, not the wallet." I don't know about that. They can kind of get you in trouble, but I do know that cars are pretty much the only thing that I've had interest in my life, so it's kind of served me well. Okay, fellas. Well, LSX Motorsport. Go check them out. Go subscribe. Keep posting. I'm gonna talk to you off camera. I'll take your requests into consideration, and you guys take it easy. I'll see you next week, and until then, have an awesome day. We'll see you guys.
Yep.
See you, Corey.
Yep. See you later. How do I get out?
How do I get out of here?